It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. But I was a
But
dog
please
step
accept
two,
you.
step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, step two. Fuck it. Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Nyasha, and you could have been anywhere in the world. You're here with us. We're back. Took a little time off. Tried to hold.
Hey, is she all right?
Go.
Hey,
No, I'm so
were you
sorry.
choking?
What
I
the
got so excited. I got really excited. No.
Thandie was choking on some wine. For those, I can't edit that out. We're good to go. But that is what you're getting here at the Quick Stop F1 podcast. Could have been anywhere in the world if you're here with us. We appreciate that. Joining me as ever is my co-host, co-founder. Look at this glorious microphone she has got in her possession. Thandie Sabanda, how's it going?
Bring him out.
Yeah.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
Unbelievable.
Hi.
How you doing? You
And
sound
then
so...
she said to Nyasha, do I sound crisp?
You sound so good. I didn't
They
hear...
have the same effect.
She said, "Welcome to the Quick Stop
Yeah.
podcast."
Yeah,
It did that
she-
not
Oh, no, it didn't quite come through. Put the gain up.
Hi guys. I haven't done the podcast in a month, which is mad but a lot of things have happened between it.
Yeah, of
I went on
course.
holiday.
Yeah, you were on holiday, and there was no races for a bit. You were on holiday.
Yeah.
Then I got ill, so apologies to those who were wondering where the podcast was last week. I became quite ill.
Hashtag put the vapes down.
Never.
Yeah.
Kiwi, passion fruit, and guava. I love you, baby. And yeah, but we're back. So much has happened, and you know
So
what?
much has happened.
So much has happened, Thandie, and it wouldn't be the same. I seen this guy tweeting out about the FIA coming like George Russell in Abu Dhabi 2021. I said, "So sensible." I'm so happy to have our brother, your brother, our most popular.
Our brother in arms.
Yes, everyone's so excited whenever I said this guy's coming on. Welcome to the podcast, TOMImusic. Tomi.
Hello. How you doing?
Oh, good. How
Come
are you?
on.
I'm good. I've just been living my best life. I haven't been enjoying F1 recently, but other than that, I'm
Do you know
like
what,
living my
Tommy?
life.
I don't blame you, because I haven't either. I actually haven't.
It's just lost like the magic. Like it just feels so.
Yeah.
It feels like a procession every week. So you watch it. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen.
Do you know what's different between me and you, Tommy?
What?
I'm contracted to like it.
Fair play.
Yeah, no, roped her into it last year, got her on a Suge Knight lifetime contract. Said, come to death row, sign that thing. You ain't going nowhere.
Guys.
Yeah.
It's been a journey. Does anyone else feel like this is now like over now that we know who's won the championship?
What do you mean?
Do you feel like,
Yeah.
Now it's just, okay, we're here for vibes.
Exactly. I'm gonna shut my door.
Cool.
Okay, Tommy's walks off for those on the easy enough. Look, it is a situation we have right now where obviously we were kind of waiting for the inevitable ever since the end of the summer break. Really, it was a matter of when and not if Max was going to win the title. And congratulations to Max. It could have happened to a nicer guy or a nicer team, and we'll get into that. But
Huh? Oh, okay.
but yeah, I think compared to last season, with all the thrills and spills that we had last season, coming into this season, Charles versus Max just doesn't have that same je ne sais quoi.
It doesn't have that
doesn't.
ambiance.
Trust me.
It doesn't. And I think you're both saying something that has been on the mind of a lot of people in F1. But, there's people who watch this podcast, I don't know why, who absolutely hate everything we say, who will say, you guys are crying. Cry more. Max Verstappen is champion. Red Bull did a great job. Fair and square, they won it. Hold on! Wait a minute.
Pause.
Let's just interrogate that point quickly. Small matter today that we good job we record on a Monday because it's allowed us to take in what was drama that emerged at the Singapore Grand Prix. Bang, bang, bang. The FIA said that, there were rumors about a team who had breached the cost cap regulations.
Yeah.
There was, I think, $145 million limit on what teams could spend on development of their car. Doesn't include engines, doesn't include driver salaries. And, if you're in breach of that, you're essentially cheating. It is essentially performance enhancing drugs. You are paying more for the performance of your car. So if someone was to do that, then it's a pretty bad thing, right? And it would be especially.
To me.
I personally, I would say that if someone was to overspend, no matter who it was, it would be a bit techie for them.
Hold them accountable.
Yeah, no, right. So we'll see about that.
I mean, everything that happens in an elevator comes to light, doesn't it? The footage will be released. We saw Draymond Green get punched. The footage will be released.
Yeah,
Did he punch somebody?
He did the punching.
He did the punching.
Gave him a super.
Beyonce and Jay-Z and Solange.
Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Solange. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nyasha and the puppy licking his arsehole. We'll see it.
Whoa.
Oh, no one saw that. Okay, I recounted that.
Wait, hold on. What?
I mean, I don't want to have to go through old. Look,
What more can I say?
What more can I do? Look, all I'm gonna say is that in the
You
previous.
guys are gonna get copyright strikes.
Yeah, no.
We're singing all these songs.
DCMA coming through. Home was like, nah.
No, that's mine.
Yeah, give me that. On the previous episode, I recounted how I was having sex with someone when I was a kid, and
whoa.
I was of legal age. I was around 17, 18. And this girl had a dog in the room, and the dog.
Listen, I really don't even
started licking my ass.
You're gonna get cancelled. You're gonna get cancelled.
No one can. I've always said this story. It's fine, okay? It is fine. Anyway, look, that's neither here nor there. But like Thandie said, things done in the dark will come to light eventually, one way or the other. And it has emerged today that the FIA have announced that Red Bull have breached or have done a minor breach of the cost cap regulations. That means
minor.
Well, yeah. So anything up to 5% is counted as a minor breach. 5% meaning around $7 million US. Up to $7 million. We don't know the amount yet, and we don't know where it was. Look, Tomi, I'll come to you. Just as a reaction to this news, it's been bubbling under for a while now. Christian Horner's obviously tried to defend it, said that their submissions were below the limit, and they'd be surprised if they were found to breach. Well, wake up, brother. Ding dong.
Ding dong. Christian Horner, have you ever seen that clip from Cheaters where he's like, what the hell is going on, Jackie?
What's the meaning of this, Jackie?
What's the meaning of this, Jackie?
Hey, don't cry, don't beg. So...
Oh, that clip, the camera loves you. Have you seen that? The camera loves you.
Tomi, what do you think? Minus those two memes, do you have anything else for us to add into that discussion? Because obviously it's a big thing. They were champions last year. Their car was the quickest car on the grid, and they have been found to have overspent on the development of that car.
I understand things can get out of hand, and I understand that you end up spending money on things you didn't intend to.
Amen.
But I don't give a fuck. These niggas cheated. I don't like no cheating around these parts around here. Around all these, I don't like it. Last year,
cheating ass nigga.
Y'all cheating ass LH fans. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Last year, Lewis Hamilton had a 0.02 millimeter excess gap in his wing. They gave him the maximum penalty available. You could put minor in front of it, bro. That doesn't mean nothing to me, because at the end of the day, 7 mil, that's a couple upgrades. 7 mil, that's a couple parts.
Yeah.
To me, It's not running. And you know, they said, oh, we don't know where the money was overspent. I don't give a rat's ass where it was overspent. If you overspent, you fucking overspent. Do you know what I mean?
Guys,
so that means
guys.
you spent too much on your car development. You didn't have money for anything else. You can't tell me that you overspent on and it didn't impact the race. It impacted, bro.
Yeah.
So that's what I want.
What do you, in an ideal world, like if you could look at the receipts of what they actually spent the money on, what do you think you would see?
I think that, well, there's rumors that Red Bull have tried to expedite it as catering. I don't know how true that is, by the way.
Where did that come from?
I don't know
can't
where
lie
that
to
actually
you.
came from but that's just
To
been
be
running
honest,
wild on Twitter, right?
The soup that they were handing out in Japan, that looked meaty. So there's no way it was that.
Diplo said they didn't even have sandwiches, bro.
Diplo said they starved
I
him.
remember that.
Diplo said at Monaco, I think I've got it to my bookmarks. Hold on. See, I'm prepared today.
Didn't even have any butty.
They said I hated the Monaco Grand Prix. I'm paraphrasing. I hated the Monaco Grand Prix. I was at the Red Bull hospitality event, and it was like a soulless party. They didn't even have any catering.
Well, Diplo's kind of party includes a lot of other party drugs, so I don't blame him.
Well, technically, he probably wouldn't actually have that much of an appetite if that was the case, but I wouldn't know that. So, what do you think, Thandie, is on there?
So there's got to be a budget for the guy who is funded to constantly play the Daniel Ricciardo pool scene. So that's gonna be added in.
I like that. Yeah.
There's got to be a fund for the PR guy who constantly has to roll out the same racist apology.
Yeah. That graphic's gone platinum.
It's gone. So
that is.
I'm on Instagram. Remember Instagram back in the day when you would repost something, filter, someone reposted it, put enough filter.
Yeah.
That picture looks deep fried.
Yeah.
That picture real
You know what I
deep
mean?
fried right now.
Yeah. And at the Illuminati meeting where they all wear the cloaks, they like to have different cloaks for every race. And Alonso, apparently, he's quite demanding with his Illuminati cloak. So you need a budget for that as well.
Okay, they pay for Alonso's Illuminati cloaks as well.
Yeah. Everybody who
Everybody's
attends that.
cloaks.
Christian,
They let Esteban to
Jerry,
defend it like a lion.
Yeah, the Lion, Jerry Halliwell, all them, man. They all need
Trust
different
me.
cloaks.
Right.
I swear when I watched Drive to Survive, I saw Christian Horner in a helicopter going to Silverstone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But hey, cut that out of the budget.
Take that out the budget,
said
son.
Budget. Why are you going on a helicopter, bro?
Budget.
Hey, get the 356 National Express from London to Northampton. If you need
My nose.
Wait, okay. There's no need for you to be getting a helicopter when you've got a budget cap. No, for real. You know
Too
when
bad they didn't spend a good amount of money on their merch.
Hey, their merch looks like
sucks.
divorced dad. Looks like divorced dad going through a crisis. Like when people wear it and they think, when you give a little kid little full kit with the socks and he's like, I'm part of the team, I'm Ronaldo. That's what these Red Bull men are like. They wear the shirt, they think they're that mechanic that's front and center every week. Happy Black History Month. So pick up Callum Nicholas. Do you know what the mad thing is, right? I'm gonna read to you.
Yeah, I miss doing this shit.
I'm gonna read to you what the regulations say about possible penalties that Red Bull may incur, but then I've got another part for you after that. So bear with me. Right. This is some technical stuff, but I just want to make sure. Because you know what, yeah? People try to say that we're all agenda. And I want you to know that is fucking correct. However, the agendas are backed by facts. Here is a minor sporting penalty, what may be given as punishment for a minor sporting penalty. Public reprimand, deduction of Constructors' Championship points, deduction of Drivers' Championship points, suspension from one or more stages of a competition or competitions, excluding for the avoidance of doubt the race itself. Pardon me. Limitations on ability to conduct aerodynamic and or other testing. and a reduction of the cost cap. So those are the things that could happen. However,
I think they'll just reduce their cost cap, you know.
give me 2 seconds,
Okay.
because that is true.
Yeah.
But there's another layer to this. Is that, do you remember what happened with Ferrari in 2019 with the illegal engine and what happened with that? Ferrari entered into what is called an accepted breach agreement, which is essentially a settlement. And this is what happens in an accepted breach agreement. If the cost cap administration determines that an F1 team has committed a procedural breach, then the cost cap administration may enter into an accepted breach agreement, ABA. There shall be no right of appeal. Basically, in this, they'll set out certain obligations that need to be fulfilled. They'll provide enhanced monitoring and impose any financial or minor sporting penalty that would be available to the panel in respect of the relevant breach. And they would see out that the costs would be borne of the basically whatever. They'll have to pay a little fine. So basically, they might enter into a settlement with the FIA essentially if they don't want this to go public, and if they don't want it to be such a large penalty as is agreed in the first part, then they can go into what's called an accepted breach agreement, where they basically same way as they got in Saudi Arabia, remember, with the deal or no deal from our good friend Michael Massey. They'll get a deal or no deal situation. So knowing all of that, I'll ask you one question and one question only. Do we think that the punishment that will be handed out to Red Bull will be acceptable, given, as Tomi pointed out, Thandie, the strength of the crime committed?
My ideal apology would be Christian Horner dragged out to the interview full of journalists. They've all got their mics. He's wearing a full suit. Ooh. And he drags superstar boy out with
Max
him.
Verstappen.
Max Verstappen. And they say to the mic, thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
As this is a very serious matter, I would like to outrightly admit that we did not deserve the championship last year, and this year we did do some wrongs, but we drove well, and we will admit that Max actually only has one championship. That is enough an apology for me. I could not give a fuck if you capped their budget.
Wait, one second. I didn't hear a single thing because my headphones just died.
This fucking guy. I still
can't hear you. I'm gonna get some actual physical headphones. I'm gonna get some physical ones. Give me 2 seconds.
That's fine. Thank you, Tomi.
Are we pausing the podcast?
We're not pausing shit. Let this guy go get his headphones. This is Quick Stop F1, baby. He ain't pausing for no one.
We ain't pausing for no one.
So look, I would love that. Okay. I would love that. And what you're getting at is accountability. Okay.
Accountability. Like, I know that's obviously not an ideal thing, but all these scenarios that you're just counting out at me, I'm not getting hard off them. They're not turning me on. Oof. I'm just sat here just thinking, okay, but they still have so much ammo against what their actual thing is. Like, they're still going to be seen as these absolute amazing team. And yet, there's cracks in it all. But since they're pally with the FIA, it just doesn't feel like, throughout this whole thing, what I've noticed especially is all the statements that have come out from Formula One regarding Max and Red Bull's doings have always used such soft language. Minor.
Talk on it.
You know what I mean? It's all really soft stuff. Yeah. So I'm not really getting hard off these punishments. Like, at this point, I just kind of, I just feel this whole season has been a fucking disaster, and it's all just been down to just blatant cheating from all of them. So no, like, even if he came out and gave an apology, I'm not asked at this point. Like.
And I think you're the same as a lot of other people. I asked for some comments from the listeners, and thank you. You guys have really come through. And look, Crystal Brooklyn at Crystal BKLYN, I think member of Team LH New York. She said,
New York.
New York,
Sorry.
New York. No, that's fine.
I'm
I
from-
got 100 clips.
I'm from New
New
York.
All jokes aside, and this is a really good point because Toto made this point before. All jokes aside, people lost their jobs over that cost cap. While we joke about the meals, someone may have been worried about their next one. Serious repercussions need to be put in place. Tomi, you know, what you missed was essentially Thandie saying that she was not that excited, even if there was an apology that was going to come through, because the language used whenever the FIA involved with Red Bull seems to be quite lax, quite minor. You know, we're looking at minor breaches here, you know, and already we're looking at, you know, although it is technically a minor breach, like you said, it is, you know, a major sporting regulation breach. So I guess what I'll ask to you is something that one of our listeners kind of put to us, and they said, give me 2 seconds. How far are the FIA willing to go for Red Bull, and what exactly are the other teams doing? So I guess I want to ask you a question, and I guess this is something that may roll into the other sections, but you mentioned at the beginning of the podcast a lack of not interest, but a falling out of love with the sport. And I guess with things that since we've, you know, what we've seen occur from, let's say, last season, really, this kind of rise to power of Red Bull. And if we look at the things that have happened with Red Bull, let's go through it. The rake regulations to ensure that their car was a more favorable car in regulations for them last season. We've got them getting an engine development freeze for an extra year because apparently Honda were moving out of the sport and they couldn't possibly develop engines in time for 2025. We've got several instances of Michael Massey, you know, them getting under Michael Massey's skin, and you know, we've gone over it so many times towards the back end of last season, especially Brazil, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, you know, decisions in their favor, which in no other world would happen. Obviously, the big decision in Abu Dhabi. I could talk about even Spa going in their favor. Like, what the fuck's happening there? Why the fuck are we having a race which has, you know, no races led, and we'll get to that later. There's so many things, you know, that seem to go in Red Bull's favor with the FIA. Are we looking at a sport which, are the FIA losing the integrity of the sport right now? Because no one trusts that a punishment requisite to the crime is going to be done. And then is that bad for the sport, I guess?
Yeah, you know what, it is bad for the sport, and I think that you highlighted a few points that point out how twisted things have been over the last like a year and a half.
Yeah,
I think that the regulation change was like a big flashpoint to where we are now, where like the FIA straight up came out and said, we're changing the regulations to make the sport more competitive, but it basically ended up favoring Red Bull at the end of the day. They froze the engines. They convinced everyone that the engine freeze should happen because Honda's leaving. Guess what? Honda's at every race, and Honda's back in the sport now.
Yeah.
That's actually, when you say it out loud, it's like, this is actually a bit crazy, you know.
There's even more that I didn't.
I know,
there's even more.
The whole of last year, I think. Let me just scrap going through everything you just said.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Red Bull are like the villains of the sport now.
Yeah.
Like that's how it appears to any sane, logical thinking person. Even like as a Red Bull fan, some people I'm thinking, how do you not see how messed up this is? But I think a lot of them are so indoctrinated into, Max Verstappen, Christian Horner, he's like the best team director, blah, 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 that they forget to see that, you know, like the integrity of the sport has been tainted. It's been tainted from last year. It's been tainted from before last year, if we're being honest. But last year, it really came to light how much the FIA needs to have an independent body overseeing the decisions they're making, and not only overseeing decisions, holding them accountable. what we saw this weekend was hilarious. How are they making? They just adding out, giving additional points, adding extra laps. Like I think it's ridiculous now, and it's got to the point where everyone seems fed up. Like I tweeted. Normally I tweet and I'll say something about Formula One. I'll get a lot of backlash. I tweeted something about Formula One yesterday about the FIA, and everyone was like, FIA is in the mud, basically. Like the way that they're behaving is ridiculous. And I think that the powers at be within the FIA are trying to, they're focused on money instead of the integrity of racing. And when you lose the integrity of racing, you are going to end up losing the fans. And I feel like that's happening personally.
Yeah, like the entire FIA body is not someone anyone is taken seriously. Like, they are all an absolute joke, an absolute shit show.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So, and I think that's what's really added to the percentage of everyone's like distaste towards Formula One. Real fans, not the. Anyway,
No, say it. You ain't been here for a month. You might as well just light it up, to be honest.
No, because some of my friends are those people.
Trying to be better now, aren't you?
I'm trying to be a better person.
Do you know what it is here? I'm not going to lie to you. The microphone's changed, Thandie.
Listen.
The microphone is...
I need class.
Oh, yeah, do you know what I mean? But even when I don't know, but when sometimes your mum and dad might have bought you like a new book bag or some shit, and you I tried extra hard in school.
You're built different.
Thandie's coming to meetings now. She's in productions meetings. got to have her own show. Like,
you just announced it on the...
We're announcing it today anyway, at the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, don't be scared. Anyway, we'll get to that. But yeah, no, sorry. I totally.
The FIA are a shit show, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's stinky up in there. Absolutely fucking reeks in there. I know it smells crazy in there. I know they're wearing rubbish merch. I just know nobody likes to hang out with them.
Isn't FIA gear? I swear it's AlphaTauri gear. The FIA gear.
AlphaTauri make the FIA gear for sure.
Come on, bro. And do you know one thing about the FIA? I specifically remember them saying our mission for this year is transparency.
Yeah,
bruh. Have we got a single moment of transparency?
No, they gave you transparency. They said, you want to see cheating? I'm going to make sure you see it. Okay? You're going to see cheating today.
Yeah, you know the way it's almost like, honestly, that these men are coming like the Zimbabwean government. Do you remember when them like Zimbabwean ministers came over to England and they just went to Costco and bought like 20 boxes of Glenfiddich.
Of like Glenfiddich.
like that's what these men are just misappropriating.
They said you can't test me if I'm showing you that who I am. You knew I was when you picked me up, innit?
You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. I'm seeing pictures here of Christian Horner and Jerry Horner out to dinner with Bernie Ecclestone.
I saw that.
And his Bernie Ecclestone and his hostage.
Yeah, and his hostage who actually has a job at the FIA now as well. She's like an assistant. Like she's a big position.
All they have to do is give Flavio Brigatore a job, and then mission complete.
Mission complete.
I mean,
what's Jerry become an engineer next year?
Wow, look, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. Jerry the Tory. But look, that's neither here nor there.
Nor there.
Look, my thoughts on this are this.
Yeah.
We'll get on. Actually, you know what? I'll say it after we get on to it because you mentioned it. The FIA. It's fucked up that this isn't even something that's happened in its own vacuum, right? I think I was saying on a space earlier, if this was like a one-time thing from the FIA, you know what? I'd be like, it's okay. It's fine. Like, you know what? Fine.
But it'd be like, all right.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah. Like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, on Sunday, we have a situation where a man, look, when no one knows that the person who is crossing the line to win the race has won the most prestigious prize in sport.
the most expensive sport in the world.
Right? The most technical sport in the world. The most technologically advanced sport in the world. The quickest sport in the world. Endurance athletes. People were losing 2 stone in Singapore last week. This sport is not a joke thing. And you're telling me a man is crossing the line in Suzuka. No one even knows if he's champion.
Bruh. The same sport that they could tell you the exact temperature of each tire.
Bro,
Exactly.
they said if you don't have a liter of fuel in your car, you're disqualified. They're telling me if your wing is 0.2 millimeters out, you're disqualified.
Nah, this
But you're telling me the whole sport doesn't even know how many points are going to be awarded at the end of a race.
Show.
Oh my God.
We're in the mud.
In the mud. For those who don't know, let me go through this now. And by the way, at the end of this, I just want us to go through all of the funny names that have been attributed.
Oh my God, yes. Send me the list right now.
At the end, because it is hilarious. But back to the serious business.
Yeah.
Wrong article. So, Japanese Grand Prix. I'm just going to read out a race report, right? This is not a made-up race report. There was confusion after the race as to whether Verstappen had done enough to tie up the championship because it was not immediately clear whether full points would be awarded for a race that had ran just over half distance.
This sounds like a Green Onion
It's ridiculous.
article.
Yeah. The governing body, the FIA, said that reduced points only applied if a suspended race could not be resumed. Awarding full points, all 3/4 points, as all teams expected would be the case, was the difference between him being a double world champion or not. But it seems the protocol, and this is why it's all fucked up, the protocol was inadvertently left out of the rules when they were rewritten over last winter following the controversial Belgian Grand Prix when a result was declared despite no racing taking place. We have a governing body who have changed the rules and not put the rules in the fucking rule book.
But what's that down? What's that down to? What is that down to?
Tell me, Thandie.
Say it with me, friends. Say it with me. Can you guys harmonize? White. White.
Why?
Tommy, you need to sing.
Why?
White privilege.
Oh wow.
Are
you saying? Let me, because look, you know what I'm thinking is, Thandie. It's a lot of people who have distrust with the FIA after everything that happened last season, right? So some people, and we're a podcast, okay? I'm here to report on what the streets are saying. The streets aren't always right, but this is what people feel. It feels like too much of a coinky dinky that a man is crossing the line in Japan. Coincidentally, the engine manufacturer who is not the engine manufacturer, who has definitely left the sport, but they're back for this weekend with their name on the car, happened to make the engines, but they didn't make the engines because they're out of the sport. It would be an opportunity to pass up if Max could clinch the title in Japan. But
Can I say something?
Yeah,
niggas will say that we're conspiracy theorists.
We're
But
not
you
conspiracy
can't. You can't make this shit up. You know.
You can't make
Like
this
you
shit
can't.
up.
This isn't random. This isn't random shit. That's like, oh, it's a coincidence that happened. Oh, it's a coincidence that
It's not.
No, it's not. This is fucked. Like there's something definitely happening.
do you remember
The FIA and Red Bull share a house. I'm telling
Do
you.
you remember when we did the fucking Saudi Arabia podcast and we were like, was it Brazil? I can't remember. But we were like, we're getting checked like live on TV. I'm telling you now, yeah, this sport is fucking with my mind. I go to a football match, right? The referee might fuck up. And as much as bad decisions might happen against Arsenal, there's no conspiracy against Arsenal.
Yeah.
do you know
You
what I
guys
mean?
just suck.
I think you need to hold that this weekend. So let's not get into that. So, but you know, that is that, right? This sport, I can't tell. It's like, I've taken acid, and I don't know if what my eyes are telling me is true or not, because I'm looking at a sport. Things are just not right, left, right, and center.
It's little things. It's the weird Tsunoda behavior. It's Alonso's car just randomly switching off. It's little things, you know. I'm looking behind me. I'm thinking they're following me. I'm thinking they're rigging my Alexa.
Do you know what I'm saying, man? Like, there's something going. There's definitely like. I remember. You know what we need? We need a whistleblower, bro. Like, honestly, fam, we've got you, bro.
Up,
we'll start a GoFundMe. We've got your legal fees, bro.
That one intern. Who
like
had
a little
footage.
Edward Snowden thing, like take
You know what I'm saying, fam?
Take the thing out in your Rubik's Cube and just blow this whole shit up.
I know the guy who has it on that one microchip, that chip he's been walking around saying, "No, if Christian talks to me like that, one more time."
I'm telling you now, in fucking 10, 15 years time, there's gonna be like a Netflix documentary, and it's gonna be like
the Red Bull shit.
Yes,
the story of 22.
Yeah,
bro. Like, and because it's just like the Massey thing. I'm sorry, was just too much fuckery.
bruh.
But and you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. If that didn't happen, I think we'd be pissed off with a lot of shit, but we wouldn't be this paranoid. And the sport has brought it on itself because they failed to deal with that properly and they tried to sweep it under the rug. And now everything that happens now, we've just got a laser beam on this organization. Like, you lot are like moving
And
mad.
it's the audacity because they just do it in front of everyone's eyes, and it's like, you know what? We run the world, so F you. Bro, I can't handle it. I think Liberty Media really need to reassess their partnership with the FIA.
I was going to ask this. Sorry, after you, Thandie.
And honestly, to even say that this is now a thing that involves Max, it's beyond Max.
It's
not
Max.
What's going on?
It's
It's not Max.
Doesn't
It's
even
not
know.
Max.
You know, Tomi will know about this in music. If anyone watched the Drink Champs interview with what's his name, Irv Gotti?
Yeah, Drink Champs.
Yeah, Drink Champs.
Yeah.
Irv Gotti. And he's like, Ashanti doesn't own her stems. This nigga Max does not own his stems.
No, it doesn't.
He doesn't own his stems, bro.
He's in the car driving. He's in the car driving and being.
He's just driving.
It's just driving, bro.
He's enjoying it because you know he gets the money, the bitches, and the excuses for when he says shit. Do you know what I mean? But other than that, man doesn't even own his stems, you know. So to what extent is this championship actually his? It's not his, and he knows it. There's something in Max's eyes when you look at him.
Fam, there's like, I thought it was only me. Like, man's not celebrating the team, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can see
it's not hitting. It's not hitting as it's supposed to hit. Like,
you know what I mean? Certain man used to take their top off and let them all.
Yeah.
Nah.
And look, you know what it is, yeah? Let me just smoke on my little pack right now.
We should actually stop doing that because we actually have kids we watch.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I'm sorry. To the kids who are watching, I do not condone smoking. Look, Nash did that, so hopefully you won't have to go through I want to smoke a little pack. All of you Ferrari fans last season who were telling us to get over it. All of you fans who are saying, "Oh, you Hamilton fans, you need to trust the FIA process."
Boy, how many points behind is your boy?
I want to read you a quote right now from one Mattia Binotto. I want to big up at Fanatics Ferrari who have tagged this as Mattia Binotto is furious. The risk is to lose the credibility of the sport. Unbelievable decision. 2 identical infractions and 2 different penalties 7 days apart. We have to understand how to improve the situation because this management is not doing well. This is in relation to Charles Leclerc going off the track and then coming back on and not gaining an advantage. I don't know if you guys remember in Silverstone this year, Sergio Perez decided to do some off-roading.
Man said the track is 7 meters wider than it's supposed to actually be. Oh my God.
He said, you know what?
Speak on it.
I'm not going to bother making this chicane. I'm going to keep my position. And the FIA said, you know what?
Hold that.
Keep that. That's fine. Charles Leclerc, apparently, according to Matteo Binotto, these man didn't even talk to Charles Leclerc, bro.
They said they had a button. Penalty.
They said, no, we need to give Max this title right now. We need to get... And this is the thing. Again, in isolation, you look at it and you're like, you know what? This might not be... Okay, fine. But it's like they engineer it. It is we've said this time and time again. The show is taking over the integrity of the sport. But any other day, yeah? How many times have they investigated things after the race? Last week, they investigated Sergio Perez multiple infractions under the safety car. This guy was not hanging within the regulated distance from the safety car. He said, papi, I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry. It was the rain. It was the rain. I couldn't keep up. It was the rain. They said, okay, no, Sergio, don't worry. We'll just give you a quick reprimand for that. 3 different times. Investigate after the race. This one...
Papi, don't ruin my career, Papi. Don't ruin my career.
I don't want to be too... We've got a Hispanic producer now, so I don't want to be disrespectful to today's Hispanic.
Why did you mention that?
Because I want to be respectful, but also the joke's got to fly. We'll take that out. So... all I'm gonna say is that it is crazy that it's just, again, it's a coinky dinky that they're not investigating that after the race. They're slapping a penalty for something that exact driver did not that long ago and didn't get an infringement. And apparently now Ferrari are realizing that the FIA can screw you over. Who would have thought?
Can I just say?
Well, and we.
Can I just say?
Go
you know,
on.
shit's bad when Ferrari's complaining about the FIA, bro. That's when because them niggas had an illegal engine, remember? And the FIA said, you know what?
Yeah.
We forgive you.
It's calm.
Come back
It's
next year.
It's calm.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
calm.
Don't worry. Don't watch that. We'll just do a little
Bruv,
back
don't watch
alley
that.
to
We
you.
just won't tell them. Don't worry.
Don't tell me.
But this is
calm.
what happened. This is what happens when your officials fly on the same private jet as the Red Bull team.
Oh, thank you.
When
Speak
your
on it.
officials wear Red Bull gear.
Mm,
And
speak
when your
on it.
officials own Honda dealerships.
Mm.
That kind of sounds like a conflict of interest to me.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just me. I'm a conspiracy theorist. What do you
Oh
think?
no, you're a tin hat wearer, tin pot hat wearer, whatever they call you, tin foil hat, whatever they say. Look, I mean,
Listen, we're looking at them with the rope behind our neck saying, first time?
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean?
You haven't been screwed up about the FIA before?
First time? Welcome.
so look, I mean,
I've got a conspiracy theory, actually. I don't even do conspiracy theories. I don't like conspiracy
Oh, I
theories.
love it. I love it. Let's
What
go.
if this whole year was set up because the FIA said, Honda, come back, bro. We want you back in the sport.
He's got it.
We want you
Yeah,
in the sport.
babe. He's got it.
So what we're going to do this year is we're going to make sure that the Red Bulls real quick, the Red Bulls dominate. What we'll also do is we make sure that they're kind of bulletproof protected from all penalties.
Yeah.
And then at Suzuka, your home race, we'll get your stocks real high because
Yeah.
y'all gonna win the championship.
Wow.
Because last weekend, Max should have low-key won that weekend, but conveniently, this guy had no fuel.
Oh, you're saying even within the team?
I'm thinking,
Wow.
this was set up like Honda. We missed you. Come on back.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on back.
Wow, this is
And we are willing to jump through hoops for you, baby.
Literally, I won't be surprised if AlphaTauri soon says Honda F1 team.
Trust me, when he get on, he gonna leave your ass for a white girl. You've been saying it.
Wowzers. I mean, look, I don't doubt that there's some skullduggery afoot. In the words of Amy Winehouse, what kind of fuckery is this? Do you know what I mean? R.I.P. to a real one. It's the whole sport is in the mud right now. And whether you're right or not, Tommy, the overall sentiment is that the sport can't be trusted. Red Bull can't be trusted. They're the guy that you lend money to. You see him on Snapchat. They're in the club buying bottles, making it
8K.
rain. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
he's throwing it on
his watch. His watch. He's putting on his watch. Do you know what I mean? And then you're like, bro, you know, you good to send that back, or? And then he's like,
oh, brother, like I ain't got it. Like you should have seen me for the past few weeks. I've just been at crib, bro. Like I can't even afford it, brother. Eating beans.
So
nigga eating beans.
So
ain't nothing wrong with some baked beans, bro.
You really do love baked beans. Look, before we get into the Japanese Grand Prix, oh yeah, Thandie, I'm gonna put this in the link right now.
What link?
Let's read some of the food-related
Let's go.
slander names, and let's see what our favorite is. Shout out Kwame as well from Pit Stop Fracker, who said that Red Bull were eating low vibrational meals.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's a low vibrational meal.
I will never have that on my plate. So look, I mean, there's some of these
Red Bull Racing catering services.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, they have apparently, and this has come from a Dutch reporter. I think it's fake news, because if people like Andrew Benson and them man don't know, then no one knows. Until the real man know about it, then I don't care. And it's Dutch people. So they're saying it's on catering services and absenteeism in the workplace, which are not covered under the cost cap, by the way.
That's not cost cap, bro.
That's not covered under the cost cap.
I'm ready to read them out.
But we're going to have some jokes anyway. Thandie, take it away.
Right. So we've got Max Donald, Kate Verstappen, Christian Hornery, Helmut Mac and Cheese, Checolat Perez, Mac Checo, Christian Hordonalds, Max Caviar Stappen, Max
They're not eating caviar. Well, to be fair, if they're going over the cost cap, then they are.
Max Swiss cheese, Max Crop Stappen, don't know what that is. Sir Wagyu Perez,
Wagyu.
Max Truffles, Ver Pasta, Ver Soup, Ver Lobster Stappen.
I like that one. There's so many of these. Are we going to go through all of them?
Yeah. Christian Honey,
okay.
Ver Steak, Max and Cheese, Christian Hamburger, Christian Ver Spaghetti, Ver Stop Catering, Checo Bell, Prosecco.
Checo Bell! Checo Bell! Nah, that one wins.
No!
Came over.
Checo Bell!
Checo Bell.
Checo Bell! Oh
Max the Shawarma.
That is incredible.
Crispy Corner. Max Teeny. Stroop Wap Fappin. Max Verstappen. Max the Sausage.
What?
Snacks Verstappen.
I love how you're reading this. Where are your glasses?
Oh, mate.
You might have a migraine reading.
Fucking nice.
Oh, yeah, okay. I can see you. I don't want you to do your eyes in.
This is my glasses.
Oh, nice. Bars. Stony Hawk said, so Supermax was just a meal upsize. I liked that one.
I like that one.
I like that one a lot. But look, guys, it's got nothing to do with the catering, but the jokes must run. So, next up, I mean, God, I'm tired of talking about this organization.
Same.
Quickly, the tractor on the track whilst there was cars going round.
Right.
And you know what even annoyed me even more? They said, wow, there's a tractor on the track. Pierre Gasly, penalty. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, that's pathetic. Like, everyone watching it, literally everyone, apart from Karun and Paul di Resta, said,
Paul di Resta and Karun.
This is some bullshit. But Paul di Resta and Karun were like, No, it was fam. They're eating some of them Red Bull meals because the way
They are.
be riding.
They
the way
had
be
some of that.
riding for
Trust
the FIA
me.
is mad.
Red Bull are buying Cameroon's apple bottom jeans, bro.
Fam,
That's what they're doing.
Paul the rest and Karun Chanduk, yeah. You know, some people ride bikes to work. Some people ride buses to work. Some people walk to work.
No, he's going with
They
this.
ride in the FIA's dick. How could fam? They woke up and said, you know what, today's the day I ride the FIA's dick.
Nah, man,
So
Trust me.
no
They got-
lube.
Do you know what I mean? They got great knees.
Fam.
Do you know what I mean?
I was watching on TV like, these niggas aren't really saying this shit, fam.
Yeah,
Like,
trust me.
Less than 2 minutes
Trust
after
me.
it happened, they're back in the FIA saying Pierre Gasly shouldn't have been on the track. He shouldn't have been speeding. He shouldn't have been doing that. Let me ask you a question. If Pierre Gasly, God forbid, and RIPs to Jules Bianchi, great driver, we lost too early. If Pierre Gasly went into that tractor like Jules Bianchi did, would Paul di Resta and Karun Chanduk still be talking that shit?
They would if for a good check, and that's what's even
FIA
more
check,
frightening.
maybe.
Yeah.
And then
And do you know what's disgusting? The lack of care for the drivers on this part. Like everybody was mates with Jules. Every single one of them were mates with Jules, including Pierre Gasly. And the actual lack of care, the actual fucking
at the same track. Are you not
Same
all
track.
Same track.
the same track.
Yeah.
They brought out them all this stuff we hear about virtual safety car. It was all because of that Jules accident. And what they got, freaking Paul di Resta and what's the other one called? Karun Chanduk. Just
I
doing
swear he did one season in F1. Was it 1 or 2? Karun Chanduk.
Karun Chanduk. Wasn't he Force
That
India?
guy was garbage. Nah, he was
Fam.
on catering.
He's at catering.
Catering.
He was at the back of the grid.
He
yeah,
was
he
garbage, bro.
Mate,
Like,
he
And
was
look,
so
he was
garbage.
like,
After you, Tommy. Sorry.
nah, I was just saying Karun Chanduk and was it Nikita Mazepin. Personally, I'd pick Mazepin. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. If you had to pay me to have dinner with one of them two, it would honestly be. It would be. I could not even have it. Like, I'd actually look at Karun like absolute waste. I'd turn up at the restaurant and be like,
you turning around.
Fam.
Do you know there was that guy on
Get in.
F1 Twitter that was like I went on a date. I think it's the guy that does the Cult LH posting L's page. And he posted a tweet like, I went on a date. She wasn't interested. She left halfway through the meal and she didn't text me back. What a waste. And I was like, bro, when you're a loser, you are going to scare away the host. Karun Chanduk,
You're scaring the hose,
you
brother.
and your well-fitting jeans are scaring away the hose, okay?
Why does
You
employ this guy?
and
man?
your jeans, jacket, jeans, shirt, jeans. Look, you're scaring the hose, mate.
Scaring the hose away. But look, guys, there was actually a race this weekend. We could touch on it real quick.
Was it, guys? Because I actually fell asleep. But did they actually do the full 45 minutes?
They did. They did about 39 minutes, I think. But so
Great.
what? So the thing was. Oh yeah, by the way, Thandie, I do really commend you on waking up and like you were gonna do the live tweet and I was so proud of you. I woke up, I saw the tweets, I was like, wow, this new microphone Thandie is different. He is not here to play. You know what it is, yeah? You know how much I love Thandie. I know Thandie, yeah. I don't think Thandie really realised that we were doing that well until she got the microphone.
What are you talking about? I knew who he was. I knew who he was.
When she got the microphone, she's like, you know what? Yo, bro, I'm that fucking guy. Let me get myself out here, talk to the fans at 6 a.m. in the morning, out here doing what I took a sleeping pill. And I did not wake up at all. So I'll tell you that.
It was cool. It was me. Tomi was awake. Who else? I saw a couple of the South Africans awake. It wasn't too bad, you know. All right. I was tweeting.
The race was garbage, though.
I didn't realize how much interaction we get. Bloody hell! Like,
It's a lot, yeah.
And at one point, you're loading. It says we can't load it.
Yeah.
Just
Rating
coming up.
seat. You got to go on your laptop for.
Trust me.
Yeah, no. So look, we had a race. Max got to halfway distance. You know what? Instead of add stars and donkeys, I'm just going to ask you to rate certain drivers, and we're going to
Right.
discuss them, right? Because,
Yeah.
fuck stars and donkeys. So I'm going to say a name to you, and I want you to tell me your thoughts on their performance during the race.
This race or
Japan. For Japan.
Right. Okay.
We'll start off. Charles Leclerc.
Out of 10.
Star or donkey?
You know, it's hard for this race, man.
Yeah, it's hard for this one.
Okay, let me.
This
Okay,
race, there was no like.
okay.
There was, there was no.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Last weekend, and I will caveat this by saying the Ferrari eats its tires. It's got awful tire degradation, and that does lead to the Ferrari pace falling off at times, right? As we saw in Singapore last week, as we saw this week. However, last week, Charles Leclerc, all he had to do was stay within 5 seconds of Checo Perez at the end of the race, but he overworked his tyres to the point that Checo Perez, after passing him, was able to pull out a lead of around 7 seconds or so, and it didn't matter that he got a 5-second penalty. He still ended up winning the race. This week, Charles Leclerc essentially overran the last corner, last chicane, and ended up getting a penalty, but it was almost another, let's say, unforced error from Charles. Whether, we can blame the tires or not, it was wet, but it was an unforced error from Charles.
I've been saying it though, like
is Charles Leclerc, we talk at the beginning of the season. Well, let's say at the beginning of 2021, before the 2021 season, I think a lot of people might have had Charles above Max Verstappen.
You see,
right?
And that's the problem.
And now we're looking at. Also, I want to ask you right now. Let's say that the Ferrari have a car which, in race pace, is as good as the Red Bull, and let's say Mercedes is still shit. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen. It's Charles versus Max next year. Is Charles Leclerc ready to have a season-long title fight?
No, he's not. Unless he literally sits himself in a dark room in December on his own, and he goes through every single one of his races from when the season started to now, and he looks at all his errors. He's not a fighter.
Right.
He hasn't got the dog in him that the whole public thinks he has in him. He doesn't have it. This is not me saying that he's shit. I'm just saying Max, Charles.
Yeah.
And I'll back it. And there was a faith that one day maybe the underdog might get it. That was the whole season. That was actually what we all thought. Maybe we'll have an underdog, like champion. Maybe it'll end like Lassie, Racing Stripes. But it wasn't ever going to end like that. It ended up like set it off.
Yeah.
She gets shot.
Yeah, I knew that. I didn't know whether to explain it. But no.
Queen Latifah gets shot.
Yeah.
And I hate to be this person. I really hate to be this person. But the end half of that race was purely due to a large percentage of it being his own fault.
Yeah. And look, I think he's wrestling with a car. I think Ferrari. I think the pace is there. We've seen that.
No.
Sorry, Tommy.
See,
after you.
You're part of the issue.
Don't make no excuses for that.
You're an
Ferrari.
enabler, my friend.
See that Ferrari? That car's quick. The problem is the drivers.
Is the drivers.
That's the problem.
And as sometimes, I'm gonna be very honest. I'm hard on Sainz, but sometimes I actually think Sainz is more worthy of being the first driver. Sometimes.
Sainz, he aquaplaned.
Sometimes.
I think it's a lot closer than a lot of people think. Sorry, Tommy. Your thoughts on Charles Leclerc, I guess.
No, I like him. I think he's a good driver. I think he's still young. I think he's never had the mentorship of an older driver to come in and be like, look, I'm the team leader. I'm going to show you what it is. They came in. He had a few good races at Ferrari. They said, you, a legal engine, perfect match. go together. I feel like they pushed out Seb instead of using Seb to their full advantage and having him mentor Charles and get him ready to be a leader, a team driver, understand what it is to be in a championship battle. They just threw him into the deep end. I mean, he's a good driver, but I think in 2 years he's going to be a great driver. I think right now he just needs to switch up his mindset a bit. Do you know what I mean? He needs to mature. His mentality needs to mature, and he needs to be more. He just needs to be more like Lewis Hamilton. I'm gonna say it.
Well, ironically, Tommy, what I was gonna say to you was that the true greats, when they had that older statesman in their team, they didn't need him. They dusted him.
Yeah.
Verstappen, I would say, didn't really deal with Ricardo, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. It didn't really deal. Ricardo didn't. He won a couple of years, I think, but then the 2018 season before he left. But then there was heavy engine tax on Ricardo that season. But, Lewis came in, defeated Alonso, based on head-to-head.
No, but even people, stuff like that onto what Tommy's saying. Lewis had people like Alonso to kind of challenge and older, do you know what I mean? We're seeing that with Ocon, to be honest. He had Alonso to kind of teach him. If you go in as a baby and you teach this baby without anyone, this is why I say there's an importance in having older siblings. Yeah. Only children are the worst people because they haven't been grounded. You weren't outside when your sibling hid your dolls when they were all the way up and you could not reach them. You weren't outside when you'd come home from school and someone had eaten your baby bells.
You need someone to humble you,
You need somebody to humble you. You need somebody to give you some training wheels, because even though you're the baby and you're the superstar, you need someone to turn around and tell you, no, you're a dweeb, you're a loser, you're going to get bullied in school if you keep talking like that. Do you know what I mean?
Even Lewis Hamilton, I'm not saying it's the same situation. Even Lewis Hamilton's always been a great driver.
Yeah.
But after Nico Rosberg beating him that 1 year, he said, that's never happening again.
I'm not having that.
He was moving mad after that. He went from great to being legendary status.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Instead,
Charles has never had that. He's never had that opportunity to grow. He's just been like, you're the best, go on.
Exactly. And those who would argue that Sainz is supposed to be this person who was supposed to come in and teach Charles. No, Sainz, instead of playing a big brother role, is kind of played a nanny to the rich kid. And so what's happening is when everyone goes, Charles is scratching out the nanny's eyes. He's calling him a prick. Do you know what I mean? Like
Charles ain't an alpha, man. He's not an alpha, bro. He's not a leader.
You're coming with that Andrew Tate shit.
No, because look at the teams. Look, you have teams. Yeah. If you want a team leader, they have to be a natural born leader.
Yeah.
It can't be someone who second guesses and does it. They need to just be straight up in there and be like, and that Ferrari team, there is no team leader.
There is no team
leader. And that's part of the reason the team keeps flopping. There's no one to just be like, guys, this is what we're doing. This is what we need to focus on, blah, 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 blah. It's all just like, oh, yeah.
Bernardo doesn't even eat in their tent. He goes to the Mercedes tent because he's not a team leader himself.
Wow. This guy, look, we know
he was the head of engineering or something, wasn't he? So
he was. He's an engineer. Tommy, could you always speak into your mic that close, by the way?
Like this?
Yeah. We just want to hear your sultry tone.
He's well strict, isn't he? I'm telling you.
Look, we are a product that people want to hear, and I want to make sure you all sound as crystal clear as possible. That is all, my friends.
Stop F1.
There you go.
My name is Nyasha, and you could be anywhere in the world.
But that is with me.
I wish I sounded like that. I do not sound like that at all. But that is by the by. Look, that's Charles. I think he'll look back on this season. Ferrari will look back on this season. I don't think they were. It reminds me of Ferrari in 2017. Like, they had a strong car, but they got outdeveloped in the end. But there was also individual mistakes. I guess that maybe even 2018, I'd say probably, where Vettel made those individual errors, which cost them the title. I mean, even 2017, crashing in Singapore. These individual errors on top of the fact that the car just got outdeveloped over the course of the season, I think it's really cost them. But the drivers, need to be held accountable as well. Both drivers have spun out, but multiple times. And they've both made errors of their own, and I just think when you're going for a title, you know, you can't do that shit.
Do you guys remember your first heartbreak?
I do actually, yeah, I do.
Tomi, do you remember your first heartbreak?
I never had my heart broken.
I was gonna say, like, my heartbreak was like when I was like 17. Like, as an adult, I've not had my heart broken. No.
Okay, but I feel like your first heartbreak or your first actual piece of kick into reality, whether it be life reality,
like after puppy love,
it changes you.
No, I hear that.
It really changes you. You don't move in the way that you used to move. Maybe you move for the better. And I do hope that, well, I think this is going to be the first heartbreak for Charles, because there's never had a, do you know what I mean?
I think that's a good point.
I think also, like, that Red Bull's stupid quick. Like,
well,
it
illegally.
It feels illegally quick. So I think, I don't know, man. It's kind of messed up, man. Because that cost cap sorry to go back to the cost capping, from 2021, that's affecting all the way through to now. And I'm just like, bro, like, we're mad at Ferrari, but they were fighting a cheater. Do you know what I'm saying?
No cap.
No cap.
Literally no cap.
Literally no cap.
No
yes.
cap.
Oh man, Thandie with the bars. Like it's
It's the mic. It's the mic.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, it really is. Again, you know, this is what I meant, but I was like, it feels like I've taken acid because, like, what? No, and
I just wanted to see where he was going with this.
Because what are my eyes? What am I looking at? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm watching a title fight between one car and another car, and I'm thinking that they're both adhering to the rules, but one of them has got an overspend from last year, which created the ability to roll over data and whatever into this year. So we've got a cost cap asterisk next to this season. There's the asterisk next to last season of, I think someone said, like, it took an illegal car, a bent race director, an engine regulation change, all of these things, and they really shouldn't have won it last year, but they won it, and that's what it's taken to bring down. Ironically, they didn't want dominance in the sport from one guy, and we seem to be entering into another era of dominance. From one driver.
I feel like
almost as if it didn't really matter that there was dominance, but that there was just dominance by one particular person. Who knows?
Sounds suspiciously racist to me.
Hey, that's gotta be racist.
I feel like new fans watching the sport must be so confused what's going on. They must be like, this sport is crazy. Like, I feel like the fans that come in next year are going to see all the tweets about FIA. You know that meme is, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be the new fans. Like, why does everyone hate the FIA so much? Do you know what I'm saying?
To make those niggas mad?
Like, bro, like, the FIA have robbed us out. Like, 2021, we are robbed, bro.
Yeah.
We're robbed of a good, exciting finish next season.
Iconic.
This year we were robbed again, and the robbery is even so blatant that I'm almost desensitized from it.
Yeah, no, for real.
Every weekend I'm watching like, FAA, decision, no penalty, cool. When I saw Silverstone, they didn't give Checo a penalty. I was laughing because I was like, this is all 2021 all over again. But I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not even a conspiracy theorist, but this is looking like a conspiracy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Look. Quickly, because I could tell we're all ready to go, but I just want to say there's one guy who I constantly tried to give flowers, and you niggas don't let me give him flowers. But let me tell you right now, Esteban Ocon, he done a thing. Don't look at me like that. Esty Bestie out here. 40 minutes of solid defensive driving.
I say
now. Listen.
Now, what do you want me?
Cool. Nah, it's cool, but the level of dick riding you do for Esteban Ocon.
I can't lie, but I'm an Ocon fan still.
Yeah,
bro.
same. I'm an
lie.
Ocon fan. I can't lie.
So why do you need
I'm
that?
an Ocon fan
Look at the
still,
cap.
bro.
Look at the cap on this app. I can't believe. No, in Jesus' name,
Esteban's
stop the
cold.
cap. I
Esteban's
can't
cold.
believe it. So when I try and say that Esteban Ocon's driving, they nah. And what do you mean, Esteban Ocon? Esteban Ocon?
Nah.
It's never been me because I
What
remember
do
you guys.
mean you?
No.
Get out.
You
Don't
guys
make me
asked.
clip up.
You
Don't
guys
make me
asked.
clip up right now.
No. Because you guys asked me about
just gonna play
it
it
was
right now.
what race was it? There was one race where you said where they hadn't confirmed George Russell for this year, and you said to me, "Who would you have partner Lewis Hamilton?" And I said, Esteban Ocon or George Russell. I remember saying that, and I said because I like both of them, and I feel like both of them are good drivers and will make it. I said even those two being on the team once Lewis
Tommy,
retires.
No.
Go to the Lewis retirement.
Tommy.
Go to the Lewis retirement.
Saudi Arabia, when Esteban Ocon
Yeah,
was up
obviously,
in.
he was riding in Saudi Arabia, bro. It was heated, bro. It was a championship battle, fam. We had the FIA screwing us from one angle, Max Verstappen crashing us into another angle, Alonso saying defend like a lion. Obviously, I've got beef with Ocon, bro.
Yeah.
Why are you getting involved, bro?
That was my beef with Ocon from the
That's my
get
beef
go.
with Ocon. I like the guy, but that was way too much from him, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. In the last 2 months, I've become an Ocon fan, and I'll openly say I was slandering him to God, to the hills.
All right,
But
cool.
when you talk about it, you make him sound like the second coming. It's mad.
I like him. I'm a big fan. Look, yes, Tommy.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Which driver were you a fan of before that you're not a fan of this season?
Daniel no, that's last season. I was gonna say Daniel Ricciardo.
Daniel Ricciardo.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Pierre Gasly.
Why?
I don't think he's that guy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you know what?
I don't think he's that guy.
I actually had this conversation with someone because Pierre Gasly was never supposed to go to AlphaTauri. He was never. He was never supposed to go there.
I
Why
feel
is
like
he there?
I feel like they've really just dampened my
Yeah.
boy's career, bro.
Yeah.
Because he like before he showed flashes of potential greatness, and I think he's so
Especially at McLaren.
disheartened. Yeah, he's so
Especially at McLaren.
Sorry. Who are you talking about?
Yeah,
Exactly who you think I'm talking about.
So I actually don't know who we're talking about.
I'm talking about Pierre Gasly.
Why are you talking about McLaren?
Because I'm saying I
He
didn't
should've
want
been
him in
at
the. He should have been at McLaren.
Oh, of course, he was saying he's showing flashes of brilliance, and then you were like, especially at McLaren, and I was like, wait, who are we talking about right now? I don't understand. Okay, no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, it would have been a good move.
But next year he's at
Alpine. Yeah, that's
gonna
why.
be
That's
heated,
why I mentioned
bro.
it, because my guy, I think,
Mr. Steal your girl.
I think Ocon's got something for him still. Something Pandessa. I'm just saying. I'm saying Ocon's got a little something for him
You know
next
what?
year.
I like Ocon because he's an underdog, man. My man came from came from nothing,
From
and he's
poverty.
in Formula One, and he's showing people, fam.
Do you know what I mean? That's
Do you know who
why. After you.
Do you know who I can't stand now?
I think I know who you're gonna say, but I don't want to say.
Lando Norris.
Oh my god, I'm a psychic, bro. I'm a psychic.
Lando Norris.
What do you mean?
I can't stand him.
What's wrong with Lando? No, I'm devil's advocate. Why don't you like Lando Norris anymore? Get it off your chest, sister.
Anytime he comes on the TV, I'm just thinking, no, the lights are on, no one's home. And you're lucky that your second driver was Daniel Ricciardo. Otherwise, we really would have seen who the fuck you are this month. I mean, and you ain't that guy.
You reckon Oscar Piastri's got a little something for him?
Yeah. I reckon Oscar Piastri's got a lot for him, mate. And we're going to see it next season. And I want to say as well, it should have been Oscar and Pierre, and then Lando and Ocon.
At McLaren. Okay.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been cold.
Yeah.
But
See what I'm saying?
Alpine messed that one up.
Nah, put us on the FIA now.
I think we'll see about that. We will see. Lando has become he's one of those that, you know, the people who like him. The people who don't like him, I think they're always just not gonna like him.
Listen, I'm one of these little Twitch girls, and I don't like him.
You are. Speaking of which, let's round this episode off. We've got an announcement to make. Thandie has got a new microphone. I don't know if you know. Thandie's got a new microphone. That might even be the title of this episode. But with that, with extra power comes extra responsibility. And some of you have been crying out for some Thandie-centric content. You're tired of my wrinkled face on your screen. And you need some of that Thandie. So we're really proud to announce that going forward. Do you want to announce it yourself?
You've got that. You're the official quick stop announcer. Go on.
Okay. No, nice. Nice to be the official something.
It's nice to be nice.
Thandie, sorry. I'm so excited. There's mucus in my lungs. So I'm proud to announce that Quickstop is proud to announce that every Thursday night on Twitch is going to be the Thandie Talks show. It's going to be Thandie giving you her F1 related updates. Thandie looking at weird shit on the internet. It is the birth of the late night show with a Thandie twist. She might be doing her makeup. She's going to be drinking red wine. And we want you... It's going to look... It's going to
cry about my life.
Let me tell you now. It's going to be
I'm going to go shopping.
I'm not there.
I'm gonna
not
play
on camera.
Sims.
She literally gets to do whatever the fuck she wants. Like, it's
you guys are literally gonna watch me spend the quick stop budget on Beyonce tickets in real time.
Yeah, basically. That is a great stream. I would do that for the content, but you're not allowed to do that. So, Thandie, how do you feel about having your own F1 show?
So in 2020, I started to journal. I said, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and I feel like this could be the Anne Frank moment that I've been waiting for. You know, a diary moment. Hey, don't pull that face. When you pull that face, you make it sound bad. It wasn't bad, okay? It wasn't bad until you pulled that face. So many
other journals you could choose, bro. Like, that's not the
I would even take in the Wall Street Journal. Why did you reach straight for that? Like, what made you say that?
Fine, I'll think about it. Okay. Okay, wait. Let me start again. So, in 2020, I started journaling, and I thought, you know, I might as well start journaling during a pandemic because it could be my Bible moment. I could actually write the Bible.
Hey.
What is wrong with you? What?
I could write the first.
And they should have never given y'all niggas this show.
Like, this is what you're gonna get. I can't believe.
I said, on the second day, God made women. And he made Thandie Sabanda.
Oh my God.
And he gave Thandie Sabanda problems, but he gave me a gob, and I'm going to use it. And I'm going to have a show. Fuck Oprah. Yeah. Opera. What's it? Oprah?
It's Oprah, yeah.
Fuck Carisha, please.
Oh God. They're about it. They will shoot you.
Yeah, but I've got...
Oh yeah, okay, no.
Anyway,
you know all about that.
I was gonna say I've got Jay. Fucking hell, what's your issue? Jesus.
I thought you were just gonna carry on.
Anyway, stop using this. Let me give myself my flowers.
Yeah, no, please do.
I've got Sims, so I'm gonna play Sims sometimes.
Yeah.
I've got texts, DMs. I've got life stories, you know?
Yeah.
That Nyasha never wants to listen to, neither does Tomi, because they cut it out all the time. But this time, it's the uncut version. And I look forward for you all to join me. Also, Nyasha told me someone might empty my basket, so I'm here for that.
Yeah, guys,
what does
you
that
know,
mean?
It means that Tomi, when you're a bad bee, and you've got a little Amazon wish list, Amazon basket, you wouldn't know about
Donations.
that. You wouldn't know about that.
Donations.
You know?
Donations.
They need to jail you lot, man.
So anyway, look, guys. You guys might not know we had a great month on Twitch last month. We've got like 60 subscribers already, which
Tomi,
is incredible.
did you visit Nyasha in Twitch jail last month at all? Did you ever stop by? Yeah, did you ever see him on Twitch?
No, I've never downloaded it. I'm a download Twitch now.
It's so entertaining. Like I used to come in.
You can watch it, on your browser, or you can download Twitch onto your phone, or even watch it on your web browser on your phone.
Yeah.
It's all good fun. We're there. We got the contract. I don't even know if we announced that, but we got a contract from Twitch to.
Oh yeah. By the way, guys, we've got a contract with Twitch. Well, Nyasha has it.
No, we all do. Hence why you're on there. So yeah. Look, and thank you. We just want to say thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. We've got merch coming out. You guys are screaming for this merch. Let me tell you now, these things take time. We want to make
sure.
Oh my God,
you guys! These things aren't just as simple as you think
slap
they are.
a design on a fucking t-shirt and then sell it.
It's not that easy.
It's not that easy. We want to make sure that the fit is correct, the everything's good. So thank you to everyone who's purchased merch already. Thank you, Tomi. You purchased some merch. I saw that. I appreciate that.
I saw you put up something that. When's that gonna drop, man?
That's what everyone's asking about.
I need that shit. That is like the good shit right there.
Yeah, no, that's the good shit. I'm making sure. Look, I got.
Tomi, you don't have to buy. I've decided. Tomi does not have to buy merch. Listen. I was one day in bed like this, scrolling. And I saw Tomi's TikTok come up and I was like, oh, I know that guy. And I was like, wait a minute, it's me. And I was like, wait a minute, Tomi wears our merch. He does it anyway. Do you mean? He even wears the vintage retro thing that Nyasha designed in his spare time. I didn't think anybody would wear that, but Tomi does. That's just cold. Do you know what I mean? So no, we actually can't have Tomi.
Okay, no, I'm gonna send you a ticket.
That's unacceptable. You're sending free merch to NFL players that you've never even met. You don't even know your mum's name.
Wow.
And Tomi's paying.
Some people ride a bus to work. Some people ride bikes to work.
Hey, no. Big up Darius if you're
Big up Darius, man. Big up Darius.
Fucking hell.
I'm so sorry, Darius.
Scorched earth. So look, thank you everyone. Look, Tomi, let's end this now because we've been here for a minute. This might be our longest ever podcast. Tomi, where can people find you online?
Just at TOMImusic, Instagram, Twitter, and what's that one? TikTok. I'll be on that TikTok.
Tomi's TikTok is top 5 dead or alive TikToks.
Brother,
let me tell you now.
Like freaking.
No.
He moves like Rick Ross's car garage.
Yeah.
Currency's car garage.
Honestly, he is the Bruce Wayne of F1 Twitter.
Also,
I've clocked it. And
he also fights off people who call his missus a gold digger, and it's like, brother, we need
someone say that.
Brother.
Yeah,
and his missus posts great content for restaurants with great butter, which I'm like, bro, I need to get me.
I love that. Out of all of her great accomplishments, it's the butter content.
I love it.
You need that room temperature. When the butter's at room temperature, you can just go.
Look. They don't say like a knife through butter for no reason. Guys, thank you for joining Tomi. The next time you see Tomi, it will be at Quick Stop Live. Thank you to everyone who bought tickets. Obviously, that sold out in 4 hours. Abu Dhabi, yeah.
What's the date of Abu Dhabi?
November 20th. We will be putting out live stream tickets. We're going to figure out a way for the Twitch subscribers to not have to pay, but anyone else, we will be putting, and that's just going to be a few quid, obviously, for you guys to be able to join us in the last post-race podcast of the year. The Lewis Hamilton 90s vintage tee is coming out. I'm praying on the sample that is arriving on my door in the next 2 days. I hope it's good. if it is,
The first sample was doo-doo, by the way. I do not need anybody to ever see that.
I want to show
in
it.
my
I'm
life.
literally sitting on it now. It was on the back of my chair. I'm sitting on it.
We'll show Tomi in a sec.
Yeah, I don't think I'll show it to Tomi. But yeah,
Yeah.
we got the samples back. The samples weren't great. I couldn't sell it to you. So that's why there's been a delay. The next ones we're really hoping are going to be a great design. You know, we really researched the blanks, and I'm really excited to show that to you guys. So that's going to be out soon. If you do want to support us, the link to the shop is there for the designs that are there. We've got some really cool stuff coming up for Christmas and all of that as well. If you want to get gifts for your loved ones, or you know, if you know someone that listens to this and you know you want to get them a little thing, then but anyway, guys, thank you for rocking with us. Can't believe we've gone this long. I'm still very ill and I'm going to pass out after this, but it's all worth it to be here with you guys. Thandie, any last words?
Keep it on the black stuff. This is an Ocon Stan account. Lando Norris's merch still stinks, and the FIA have blood on their hands.
Nah, they have.
No real talk. Can't say much fairer than that. I can't say much fairer than that. No matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. See you next week. Goodbye.
I'll see you guys on Twitch.
Woo!